The movie kicks off with Fernandez. My guy has been locked up for 25 years, and today is finally the day he gets out. The CO calls his name, walks him out of the cell, and the officer fingerprints him and hands back his loot. Fernandez grabs his stuff and starts digging through it like crazy until he finds his wedding ring. He keeps digging until he finds a photo of his wife. That woman was his whole world, fam. He steps outside for the first time in 25 years and boom! His son Monty is right there waiting for him. He runs up, gives him a massive hug, but then looks at his face and spots a gash. The coach is like, chill, don't worry about him. Give it 2 days and he'll be Gucci. The kid's a beast, just like his pops. Monty says, don't stress, Dad. I'm on the grind, staying committed just like he left me back in the day. Here, take this bottle. I got it ice cold for you. And what a great upbringing, son. Fernandez replies, no, I quit drinking. Wait, David didn't pull up with you? Monty asks, am I not enough for you or what? He doesn't answer and they head home, and here's the stubborn beast, the scary dude, the guy who skills absolutely destroyed cricket monsters back in the day, David. David is vibing with his wife, celebrating his daughter Maria's b-day, and they are on cloud 9. Just then, Fernandez pulls up to the house and hallucinates that Maria, his wife, is still alive and welcoming him. Dude hasn't processed that she passed away. He snaps out of it and starts wrecking everything in sight. Next morning, David heads to his job at the school. While he's teaching the students, their entire focus is on the tats covering his body. He wraps up class, and before dipping, he goes to pick up his paycheck, but the treasurer is like, what are you trying to collect, bro? You already took an advance on your salary for like 20 years. He pleads, gimme anything. Me and my wifey are grinding day and night and it's not enough. The guy asks, where is all this cash going? Oh right, I forgot your daughter is a heart patient. David snaps back, fine, I don't want anything from you guys. And FYI, she's a kidney patient. Oh, I forgot your kidney is where your heart should be. Savage exit. On his way home at night, he spots a street fight. He didn't want to go back because he's a retired champ from way back, but he gets out of the car and heads over because he's broke and needs cash for his daughter's treatment. He actually enters a match against the king of street fighting. He goes in hot. 1, 2, 3, and on the 4th he slams him to the floor, breaks the guy's legs, and takes the W easily. At the same time, Monty is entering an illegal match. Salman, the opponent's coach, asks Monty's coach, what's good, Cal? And who did you bring for my beast to feast on today? He replies, I ain't answering you. My beast is going to answer your piece of junk in the ring. He looks at Fernandez and says, Uncle Fernandez, long time no see. Remember me? I'm Salman bin Salman. Fernandez asks, how are you? And how's your pops? Salman says, my pops? He's gone, fam. Is that kid over there your son? Actually, I got a mule named Mustafa who might be a little heavy for him. Good luck, though. The match starts, and for real, Mustafa is a ferocious beast in the ring. He's raining blows on him, and Monty has no clue how to handle it. Fernandez screams, get up and finish him. Monty listens, gets up, gives him a 1-2 combo, and puts him to sleep on the canvas. He looks at his dad, who yells, watch your 6. As soon as he turns, he catches a fist to the face, doesn't get up again, and takes the L easily. They go outside and people are roasting him. What was that easy gameplay? If you were dancing in a disco, you wouldn't be waving your hands like that. He says, all right, Dad, that's enough. Fernandez says, are you salty at me? You should have taken your rage out on the guy who broke your bones in the ring. He pulls a bottle out of his pocket and takes a swig. Monty says, throw that crap away, enough. So now it's crap? You've been drinking from the same crap your whole life. He continues, and look what happened to me. I lost my crib, my wife, and my son. I lost everything. That's the diff between you and David. Monty says, you're right, now David's the GOAT compared to me. Fernandez says, no, son, that's not what I meant. Monty says, just leave me alone, Dad. David is sitting in his daughter's room and his wife walks in and asks, what is this? What messed up your face like that? He says, here. This is 3 months worth of my salary and yours. I secured it in 2 or 3 hours. She says, you promised me you wouldn't go back to street fighting. He replies, it's the only way we can afford our daughter's treatment. I won't forgive myself if anything happens to her. She says, and I won't forgive you if anything happens to you. He pulls her in for a hug. Next day, he heads to school. Before he enters the classroom, a student tells his squad, I heard a teacher from our school was tearing it up in the streets yesterday and nobody could beat him. David walks in and they're all sus of him because of the cut on his face. The student asks, yo, Teach, were you the one in the street yesterday? David says, zip up your pants and then come talk, and his classmates roast him. Suddenly, the principal calls David and says, come to my office immediately. He sprints there. The principal says, look, I've put up with a lot. You're supposed to be a role model for your students. The kids all love you here. When they see their role model fighting in the streets like a savage, they'll definitely copy him. You're supposed to act better. If I keep you here, I'll be hurting the students. Unfortunately, you're fired." He leaves him and walks away, his mind racing because his daughter's condition is getting worse every day, and the docs are like, "We gotta transplant a kidney ASAP." He grabs her and goes home. As soon as he arrives, he finds Fernandez walking in with a white rose and Monty waiting in the car. Jenny has no clue who these guys are, so David tells her, "Take the girl and go inside." He asks Fernandez, "When did you get out of the clink?" He says, "A week ago. I was prepping to come meet you." David says, "Your prep was a waste of time. I ain't meeting anyone." Fernandez says, "Wait, everything can't end this easily." David replies, "It ended ages ago for me." Fernandez says, "I know you're salty and that's your right. I know I'm not good and I ain't fit to be a dad to any son." David says, "Father? You don't deserve to be a husband, a dad, or even a grandpa." Fernandez says, "Hold up, this kid is my granddaughter, right?" Jenny turns to show her to him. He gets super hyped and wants to hug her. He asks, "What's her name?" She says, "Maria." David tells her, "Excuse me, go inside," and tells his dad, "I named her out of love for my mom." As he's about to dip, Fernandez says, "Wait, son, please, son, think about it, but promise me you'll forgive me. What happened was out of my control. It was a mistake of the flesh, son." David says, "A mistake you deserve to be punished for your whole life. Get out of here. I never want to see your face again." He turns to leave, but his dad grabs him, so David throws him off in a fit of rage. Monty runs up to him and yells, "How dare you put hands on my dad?" Their dad separates them, takes Monty, and leaves. Monty grabs his evening drink and goes home, finding his dad drinking again and having smashed the glass of the display cabinet with his hand. He lifts him off the floor. Fernandez says, "Leave me, son. I did this to y'all. I destroyed my family with my own hands." And he is down bad, totally heartbroken. I wonder what led this family to this destruction. Let me spill the tea, fam. One day, Fernandez arrived home with young Monty. He leaves him in front of the house and goes in to Maria, his wife. He says, "I'm gonna keep Monty here." She says, "What does that have to do with me, man?" He says, "I know I messed up with Sarah and cheated on you, but she died and left the boy, my son, to me. Would you be okay with me throwing him in the street?" She says, "This house ain't an orphanage. Find yourself any place far from here." He gets mad, leaves Monty at the door, and walks away. Monty gets scared and doesn't know where to go, but suddenly David opens the door and says, "Come in, don't be scared." He enters, and as soon as he's inside, he freezes in front of the calendar. David asks, "What's wrong?" He says, "Today is my birthday." David says, "Okay, come on." He takes him to his room. Maria is super sad. David tells him, "You're gonna sleep next to me here and stay with me always." Suddenly, Maria enters with breakfast for Monty, smiling at him and saying, "Happy birthday, beautiful." He lives with them and they treat him like royalty. If anyone messes with him at school, his brother David has his back. But their dad's actions were trash. Every day he comes home at the crack of dawn wasted. His situation pleases neither David nor his mom. As for Monty, he idolizes his dad and tries to copy him, but David stops him and shuts it down. Years go by, months pass, and nights turn. They grow up a bit and both become pros in martial arts, living together in pure bliss. One day on Monty's birthday, they're gathered celebrating, and Fernandez, as usual, comes in the middle of the night drunk. He goes to Maria and says, "I'm sorry I'm late on a day like this. Don't be mad at me, Sarah." She is shook. He says, "I meant Maria," and leaves her to go inside. She follows him and says, "You know whose name you just dropped? You said the name of the woman you were cheating on me with." He says, "It slipped out. It was a mistake." She says, "A mistake when you cheated on me with her, and a mistake when you brought me her son to raise. Until when will you keep messing up and I carry the burden of your mistakes? I've had enough and I can't handle your drama anymore." He says, "Fine, are you gonna act now, you drama queen? That's why I loved her and used to leave you to spend all my time with her." Out of intense rage, she slaps him. He claps back by shoving her into the door, injuring her. He is shocked. David runs to her, furious at his dad, but his mom tries to calm him down and signals for Monty to come closer. He approaches, but David yeets him away, saying, "You are the cause of everything happening here." Maria wants to ask them to look after each other, but doesn't make it and passes away. Everyone is heartbroken over her. They bury her, and Fernandez attends the funeral in cuffs. Since then, David has been estranged from his dad and his brother Monty. Back to the present, where Mr. Peter is organizing a huge global street fighting tournament, the first time in India. This tourney will feature big fighters from all over the world, and the winner secures a bag of $9 million. At this time, Monty goes to Mustafa behind his dad's back at the arena to get revenge. This is impossible, because Mustafa runs that arena. You think this matters to Monty, fam? Definitely not happening. He enters with full confidence, beating him left and right until he brutally breaks his ribs and wins the match easily. His dad attends and is super happy. Monty says, "What do you think, Dad? I did just like you told me. I learned to channel my anger at the opponent as if I had beef with him. See? I imagined the opponent was David." His dad is shook because he doesn't want him to hate his brother like that. The doc calls Salman and says forget about Mustafa entering the tournament. Salman says, "How? Do something. I don't have another fighter to enter with." The doc says, "Do something? This guy has 2 ribs removed from their places. There's a big chance he won't be able to move again." Salman smashes the phone, not knowing who to enter the tournament with. Then, David appears before him saying, "I want to participate in this global tournament." Salman says, "Are you joking? You think this is a school tournament? This is for global pros. If you go there, you'll die. Go back to your wife and daughter who have no one else." David says, "Give me a chance. Just one chance, and I'll prove to you I'm built for this." Salman says, "Fine, let's test it." He calls the strongest of his students and tells him, "Get at him." The guy mocks him and indeed beats him left and right until he breaks his facial bones. But what surprises Salman is that David has unnatural endurance. He tanks a beating that would fold a donkey. You think he'll just keep getting beat up, fam? Nah, definitely not happening. His opponent gasses out, and this is David's chance. "Woe to you, you son of a, He beats him intelligently, wraps his arms around his neck, keeps pressure on his shoulder, and forces him to surrender. "Oh, you are magnificent, you tormentor." Salman is convinced and decides to enter him in the tournament. Kalo tells Monty, "The tournament is huge. It ain't easy. You're gonna stand against the giants of the world. Are you sure you want to enter?" He says, "I'm sure." At that time, Salman calls David and says, "Congrats, brother, you're accepted at the tournament." His wife is shocked. He tells him, "Cool, I'll hit you up later." His wife says, "This isn't your decision alone. You should have told me so we could see what's best. Just because you took the step alone doesn't mean I'll leave you. I'll always be with you in my heart, but I can't watch you getting pulped." Kalo goes to Peter and presents Monty. Peter says, "This kid is excellent. We'll definitely enter him." And just like that, both are officially in the tournament, fam. Afterward, they both start training like fire, reaching their peak levels, each believing the tournament belongs to him alone. Finally, the fighters are selected, and Peter starts introducing them one by one. Monty's turn comes. Reporters ask him questions, but he doesn't know how to speak to them. As soon as they announce David's name, Monty and Fernandez are shook because neither expected David's presence. The tournament is ready, and the first match is Monty's. 10 minutes to start. Monty sits nervous, not vibing. He opens a whiskey bottle and is about to drink, but his dad runs to him saying, "Are you crazy? What are you doing? Did you forget what you did to reach a tournament like this? You want to throw everything away in a second? Get up. Come on, they're calling your name." He walks in and the crowd mocks him, tanking his confidence. Unfortunately, his opponent is the giant of North India, Gama, a 2-time champ who eats dried children for breakfast and is 4 times his size. The bigger disaster is that the entire crowd is on his side chanting his name. Fernandez is scared because he sees the anxiety in Monty's eyes. The ref brings them together. Monty extends his hand to shake, but Gama refuses to shake hands. The match starts and Gama charges like a raging bull, but Monty hits him with a killer blow, dropping him to the floor like a slaughtered animal. He doesn't get up again, amidst the astonishment of the crowd, Peter and his dad. After that, everyone chants the name of the violent beast, Monty, but this worries Salman. David talks to his daughter and wife, and his turn comes. On his way to the ring, Salman tells him, "Remember, this is your daughter's chance for survival. Use it right." Fernandez wants to go to him, and David notices. Fernandez says, "God be with you, son." He leaves him and enters the ring. His opponent is a scary, violent Brazilian beast, a 3-time world champ and a top favorite to win. Jenny is sitting at home, subscribed to a service that texts her who caught the W or the L. The fighters shake hands and the match begins. As everyone expected, the Brazilian beast comes in hot, beating him left and right, not even giving him a chance to breathe. He slams him to the floor, grabs his neck, and cuts off his oxygen completely. The situation is dire. His students, the principal, Salman, and his fans are terrified he might surrender, and David struggles and is about to pass out. You think that'll happen, fam? Definitely not happening. The whistle for the end of the first round saves him at the last moment. Everyone relaxes. Salman asks, "What's wrong? Why aren't you focused? Stick to the attack plan we agreed on." The second round starts and David activates beast mode. He goes at him without mercy, and the opponent can't do a thing. David tries to force a surrender, but he won't. The guy stands up again, so David kicks his leg, breaking his side, exploits his weak moment, climbs on top of him, and comes down, breaking his arm. He sleeps on the floor and doesn't move again. Officially, the Beast David qualifies for the next round amidst the joy of his fans and family fam. Qualifying with him are Luca, a German beast, Hammer, an Italian butcher, Jan, the Chinese tiger, and Potter, an American motor. The next day, Monty goes against Potter. Without much intro, he beats him left and right until he fractures his skull, throws him to the floor, and lands a corkscrew hit. He doesn't get up again, and Monty wins with merit. David faces the Chinese tiger, whose style is tricky. The match starts, and unfortunately, David can't do anything against him. The guy is beating him like he's playing with a doll, not a human. Everyone is worried. Round 1 ends, and Salman asks, "What is happening? What am I seeing?" David says, "I'm letting him. Let him gas out and reach his limit." Round 2 begins. Nothing new to mention, nothing old to retell. The Chinese guy dominates. Say it with me, fam. Definitely not happening. He snaps out of it and comes down heavy on him, beating him into a lesson for anyone who stands against him. He throws him down and breaks his legs. The guy stands up again, so David attacks and delivers the knockout blow to his face. He doesn't rise again. Officially, the Beast David qualifies for the semifinals and everyone is overjoyed. Finally, the semifinals arrive. Monty lands against the giant Luca, the top favorite to win. Everyone bets he will beat Monty, but Monty taught us the impossible is possible. The match starts. Monty tries to block any hit from him but can't. He tries to attack but can't. The guy is lethal, built like a concrete pillar. Monty tries everything but gets slammed to the floor. Luca signals the crowd to cheer because he's about to finish Monty. You think Monty will let him finish? Say it with me, fam. Definitely not happening. Monty exploits his distraction with the crowd, runs at him and hits him with full force, splitting his head open. Luca gets dizzy. Monty runs at him again, claims his body, lands a powerful hit, and turns off his lights. Officially, the Beast Monty qualifies for the final amidst his dad's and the crowd's joy. David's turn comes. He enters the ring and Salman says, "Look who's there." He looks and finds his wife saying, "I love you." He says, "I love you too." She says, "Love you 3." "Brother David, hurry up, you beast! We have a match!" This romantic moment is cut short by the entry of the Italian beast, Hammer. The guy lives up to his name, fam. He runs on 215-octane gasoline and changes mobile oil. David's fans are worried, and his dad is nearby. The match starts, and against all odds, David dominates at first. But only at first, fam, because Hammer is raised by bulls. He beats David left and right, and David can't block. Fernandez can't stay quiet and yells, "Block right, block left, attack him now." He listens to his dad, and because of that, he controls Hammer completely. Hammer wakes up and is about to take control, but the first round ends. Hammer is annoyed by Fernandez's words, so he slaps him. Everyone is shocked. David looks at his dad, disbelieving that this happened. His dad goes to the locker room with tears filling his eyes. Round 2 begins, and David avenges his dad. He beats Hammer with pure stupidity. Don't tell me Hammer or the girl Samar. This is my dad, you son of a scoundrel. My dad, my dad, my dad. He breaks his bones completely. Fernandez can't believe David is doing all this for him. Everyone is stunned, and David is in a frenzy, breaking Hammer's face until he nearly kills him. Even after winning, he doesn't want to let go. Everyone celebrates his win. His wife is proud, and his dad is overjoyed. Don't get too happy, Fernandez. What's coming will drive you crazy. Indeed, fam, the commentator cuts his joy short by saying, "Finally, the tournament final will be David versus Monty. His 2 sons will play against each other. Didn't I tell you not to get too happy? Too much of a good thing turns bad." Monty says, "What is it, Dad? Monty versus David. Who will you cheer for?" He doesn't answer. Monty says, "I know what it is. You don't want to stand against my brother, but are you scared for me or for him?" Still no answer. Monty says, "I will play and I will win. If you're scared for anyone, be scared for him." Both are extremely sad. Jenny asks David, "What will you do?" He says, "I will win whatever the cost." He enters, and before stepping into the ring, Salman tells him, "Focus and cast brotherhood aside. The one standing before you is your enemy, not your brother." He enters, and Monty follows. Their dad leaves the entire place, walking away in an unenviable state. The match starts, each ready for the other. Monty dominates the start. Not just dominates, fam, he plays with sheer brutality, as if the person in front of him killed his brother, not that he is his brother. David tries to handle him, but can't. The whistle ending the first round saves David. Even though the round ends, Monty doesn't want to let go. The ref pulls him away, and David sits down. Salman tells him, "Didn't I tell you he wouldn't show mercy? That's not your brother in front of you. Wake up in the second round, you have to hit back." Round 2 starts, and Monty still dominates. David gets a chance to break his face, but refuses to hit him. He only tries to pin and block, nothing more. As soon as Monty gets a chance to hit a killer blow, he hits. Suddenly, David reaches his limit and turns on him. He tosses him left and right, slams him to the floor, and completely restrains him. He raises his hand, able to finish him, but looks at his face and refuses to do it. Round 2 ends, he gets off him and walks away. Monty goes to hit him, but the ref separates them a second time. Salman says, "Enough, let's end this match." The whole crowd starts chanting Monty's name because he plays without caring, which increases Monty's anger toward David. Round 3 starts. Monty charges David hot, wanting to break his shoulder, but David spins him around and holds him by the neck, remembering him as a child when he used to hold him like that after bathing him. Look where we were and where we are now. Monty stands up, hits him twice, and clings to his neck. David also remembers when Monty used to cling to his neck as a child while he ran with him. Both are heartbroken, but David puts him in a hold. Monty tries to resist, but David breaks his shoulder. The sound of the break shakes his heart, and he feels like he's going crazy over him. Their dad comes running from outside yelling, "Enough, son!" to Monty, but he doesn't listen. Salman tells David, "Finish him, this is your chance." His dad says, "Have mercy on your brother, son. His shoulder is dislocated. He won't be able to play again." But Monty refuses to surrender. Round 4 begins. David looks at Monty and sees the child he raised. Monty is helpless, unable to move. Every time he stands, he falls. David is heartbroken for him, approaches him, but refuses to hurt him. Monty tries to hit, but can't. David kicks his legs to lay him down, flips him over, and holds him by the neck. He says, "Enough, surrender, Monty. I can't hurt you more than this." Monty says, "No, you can. You are selfish. You only think of yourself. You didn't think about how I would live after you left. Maria wasn't just your mom, she was more than a mom to me. Don't think what happened didn't affect me." David kisses his forehead and says, "I'm sorry I stayed away from you." Both are in deep sorrow. Suddenly, one hand taps 3 times in surrender. It is Monty's hand. Finally, David wins the tournament. Everyone is happy. David takes Monty in his arms and they walk out of the ring together. Their dad is overjoyed because they are back together, united as one hand again. And that's the end of the movie. Finally, don't forget to share the video with your homies, bro. Catch you in the next video.